to learn about affirmative commands in Spanish. So let me switch over to our notes. You have your handout. You can write down notes as we go. But we will be talking about mandatos. Mandatos is a Spanish word for commands. Here we go. In Spanish so far, we've learned different tenses, such as the present tense, present progressive, past tense, future tense, how to say things in a different tense. What we're going to be talking about today is a command. What if instead of describing that the people are walking down the street, you want to yell, walk down the street, or you want to say, do your homework? That would be a mandato, and in Spanish, we have to conjugate or use those verbs in a different manner. There's different types of commands. For this presentation, I'm going to be talking about affirmative informal commands. Basically, these are the types of commands that you use when you are telling somebody that you do want them to do something, and it is the person that you're talking to is a friend, family member, or someone you know. You would not use these mandatos for strangers or directions like on a sign or something like this. This is only used one-on-one when you are commanding something to one other person. Two different ways you can think about how to form a command. I wrote them here, the left and the right. They're both will give you the same result. It just depends on how you like to think about it. When you have a verb in Spanish, like you want to command somebody to speak or talk, the verb would be hablar. What you can do is you can conjugate that verb in the present tense to form, because I'm talking to you, so I'd say hablas, and then you take off the S. So if I'm going to command you to speak, I would say habla. Another way to think about forming a command is you just use the la usted form of the verb, habla. So your commands will either always end in an A or an E, because it's always going to be the he, she form of the verb. And notice it has those upside down exclamation points around it, because a command is something that you yell. It's an interjection, so it has exclamation points. No practice. Here are some examples. I'll just click through so you can see that all of the commands are written in the he, she form. Number 2, habla Miguel para mí, talk to Miguel for me. Besa tu abuela, number 5, kiss your grandmother. Mira la película nueva, number 8, watch the new movie. These are commands. They are directed to a person, and they are conjugated in the he, she form. Sometimes we'll have stem changers. If you have a stem changer, you still have to stem change it in the command form. So for example, dormir is a stem changer. So the command for if you're commanding somebody to sleep, you'll yell at them, duerme, D-U-E-R-M-E. So stem changers will stem change in the command form. There are 8 irregular verbs. Here they are. I think on your handout there's a chart for you to write down the verbs and what they mean in English. Since these are only 8 irregulars, you will have to memorize these. You got to know what these ones are. For these 8 verbs, instead of using the he, she form, you just use the little tiny word that's there. So if you want to command somebody to put something somewhere, you'll just yell pon. If you want to command somebody to go, you'll say ve. If you want to yell at them to leave, you'll say sal. Nice way to remember your 8 irregulars is to think about Vin Diesel. And Vin Diesel has 10 weapons, eh? Vin Diesel has 10 weapons, are your 8 irregular affirmative commands. The commands for come, tell, leave, do, have, go, put. Vin Diesel has 10 weapons. Some more examples. You can see in these first couple examples I'm clicking through, it includes stem changers. Cierra el libro, close the book. And then towards the bottom here, I believe you can see talk to your mother, make reservations at a hotel, the irregulars. A lot of times for mandatos, you will include pronouns because you wouldn't, if you're yelling at someone, you wouldn't say do the homework. A lot of times we just say do it or play it or bring me them. You use these little pronouns for it and them, to me, you, us. So just a review of pronouns. It in Spanish is lo or la, depending on if the it you're talking about is masculine or singular, masculine or plural, or masculine or feminine, sorry. Them, los and las, me, you, us. So what we do, and this gets a little complicated, so try just to look at this one side of the screen with me for a second. What you're going to do with all of these pronouns is attach them to the end of the command. So if I'm going to say open it, I have my command for open, abre, and then I have it, meaning lo. I smush them together and I get abrelo. Now, because I'm now smushing this word together, I have to add an accent to the second to last syllable of the command form. The command is abre. Abre has two syllables, a and bre. The second to last syllable in abre is the a, which is why I have to put an accent mark on abrelo. If that accent isn't there, this is abrelo, and that's a totally different word. Abrelo does not mean open it. Actually, I'm not sure what it means. It might not even be a word. Abrelo, accent on that A, open it. If you're just adding a pronoun to a singular syllable word like has, do it, has, you don't have to add an accent. You only add an accent if you have more than two syllables in the word. And here we have aslo. Don't need an accent because it's only two syllables and it's pronounced fine. Aslo. Reflexive verbs, remember verbs like ducharse, cepillarse, despertarse. Because you're commanding somebody to do something, you do have to use the te with these. And you can see here at the bottom is how you would command somebody to shower or brush their teeth or wake up. Despiertate, wake up. Levantase, get up. Duchate, shower yourself. Notice they have accent marks here because it's the second to last syllable of that word. Cepilla. Cepilla, three syllables. The second to last one is the I, so the I gets the accent. Cepillate, levantate. You can also add two pronouns to the end. So let's say we want to say by, me, them. So I want to use the pronoun me and I want to use the pronoun them. What you do is you use your command, then you use the person and then the thing first. The order of these commands smushing at the end is person and then thing. So I put them all together. I'm going to put an accent on my second to last syllable of my original verb. My original verb is compra, compra, two syllables. The second to last syllable is the O, so the O gets the accent. Cómpramelos, cómpramelos, buy me them. Ciérramela, close it for me. Close, cierra, me, la. Ciérramela, close it for me. With the tiny words, you want to see a syllable or you'll see an accent mark on these because now we have more than one syllable. Dámelo, hazmelo. You don't have to worry a whole lot about the whole accent mark thing with commands. I just want you to be aware of why they are there and to be careful of that. If you're adding more than one pronoun to a little command, you'll need a little accent mark. But it's more important for me that you understand if I give you a little index card that has hazmelo written on it, that you can be like, okay, well, this is has, it's may, and it's lo. So this means do, this means me, it. So then you put it together, do it for me. Dámelo, give it to me, or give me it, however you want to say that. Okay.